Well, good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. I am Dr. Johnny with Fitness Fridays here, episode 7 already. I can't believe it. Time is flying by. Summer's going by fast. So I'm hoping you guys are working on your fitness this summer. And so what we're going to do today is we're going to work on a concept called, I'm sure you guys might have heard, like muscle memory, right? What's this muscle memory? And then how can you get the most out of it when you're working out and working smarter, not harder, with your goals and your fitness goals, whatever they may be. But so what I'll show you is this concept of muscle memory, right? And so muscle memory is the ability to reproduce particular movements without conscious thought, acquired as a result of that frequent repetition or frequent movement that we always do. And the way I like to explain this is like it's the common patterns that we do every day, but we can apply them to our exercise, right? And so a lot of times when people hit plateaus, right, they're probably doing the same thing over and over again, and they're not getting the most out of their workout or their true 100% potential. And I'm going to help show you different ways that you can work smarter, not harder. And that's the best thing. And so, in other words, it's a nifty little way to turn your muscles, but you want to get the most out of them. Okay. And if you can see this little cute meme at the top left here, just always remember your muscles and the muscular skeletal system is the workhorse of the body. But what controls that is your nervous system. So that's why I love being a chiropractor, because as a chiropractor, I can help influence the nervous system to help increase your gains, injury prevention, get your body moving in a better state than without it, right? So remember, sure, we're working on our musculoskeletal system, but it's the nervous system that controls all of that, and that's where that muscle memory comes from, right? And so our exercises today are going to be focused on more of my favorite ones: the backs, the chest, the biceps, and I'll show you different variations how to gain the ability to increase your strength, your tone. I think muscle tone is huge with this episode. And so let's dive right into it. This past week, I've had a lot of patients talk to me about how can I improve my back, my posture, my lats. And so one thing I want to first do is back, right? And so when we do our back, everyone knows the row, right? Everyone knows how to do a row, but the key is to change the angle that we're pulling our weight at, and then also change your grip based on what you want to focus on. So typically when I do my rows, I'll do them a different couple ways, but we do straight here, right? I'm almost like parallel to the table, and the goal, here's my lat right here. This is my lat muscle, and the goal is to pull that up as high as I can. Now the key is, as we're doing this, you do a set of like 10, right? Do a set of 10, but then I want you to do is then change your angle and then go to like more of a 45-degree angle that we can work on, and you'll see that I'm changing the pull of that. And then the next set that you could work on is then change your grip angle. So then I'll go wide grip instead of a neutral grip. I'll go outside grip, and I can pull and I can feel the pull more through my bicep. And then I can focus on the same thing when I'm high, pulling here. And then we all know what we can do for a normal row is be here, pulling here, and then also pulling neutral. But that's very similar to if we just do a normal row like this. Now we're going to go back to our trusty band here, and we might have done this in the very first episode of Fitness Fridays ever, but we're going to go back to it because I think it's so important. So when we look at our bands, the next one we're going to do is a lat, right? The lat pull. And this is so important. I think everyone needs to be focusing on this, because with a lat pull down, you'll see I have my trusty band here, and there's going to be two variations that I always focus on: in front of the head and behind the head. Now, if you're going to do behind the head at the gym, it puts a lot of pull and strain in through the shoulder. So I'd be more mindful of that. But if you have your band, you're in complete control, right? So the first variation here is just our normal lat pull down, 45-degree angle, pulling wide and bring your shoulders back and down. I'll give you the front view of that right here. And I want you to just really focus on depressing those shoulders. Everyone's so high and tight here. Keep working on this. This is the best one that I think. But then the variation that we focus on is you do 10 here, but then the next set you'll do is then 10 behind the head. And I feel this more in my traps being depressed and a stretch almost. And that's what I want you to focus on. This is muscle confusion, muscle memory. You want to make sure that you're working on these things that you're typically not working on, because your nervous system is getting used to that autopilot. And sometimes you want to make sure that you're not going to be on autopilot all the time, you want to make sure that you're going to hit those gains and work on things that your body isn't typically used to. Now we're going to go through chest press variations. Chest is one of my favorite muscles to work at because you have so many different techniques that you can use for it. And so when we do a chest press variation, there's a couple of different things that I like to focus on. Obviously, you can change the angle, right? Basically, this is an incline row, right? If you have a proper table here, which you can use, which I love. That's why I love chiropractic tables here. So incline press, right? You're here, 45-degree angle, bring your dumbbells up, and then come down. Now, the other key variation is your angle of attack, right? This is 45-degree angle, but remember, turn your dumbbells to neutral and squeeze your chest at the top here, right? You want to be able to then bring it into full contraction. And so when I'm doing my chest, 45-degree angle, I'll do a set here where I'll hit about 10 or 12, but then I'll bring my dumbbells to neutral and I go through variations like this. And the key is to really contract that muscle at the top. That's that muscle memory. Contracting that muscle at the top, and you'll feel the difference. Now, the other thing, too, is the same thing, but go to neutral. Bring your bench press all the way down, and then be able to get more of the middle parts of your chest when it comes to your focus. So we're here. We can go here, our normal chest press. We can go through bringing the dumbbells together into neutral. And then what I also like to add into it is that I go here, neutral, and then go straight down and press up, okay? You can see how you're gonna hit each individual muscle fiber in the chest when you're doing that. So if I was to training you, I would say, all right, we're gonna do a set of 10 here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then we're gonna go to a set of when you're bringing the dumbbells together at the top. And then I'm gonna make you do a superset and then go here, right? You can feel each individual fiber, and I'm already breaking a sweat if I'm being honest. So that's awesome. Now, the last one I want to focus on with you guys is the bicep curl variation. And the way that you can get the most out of this bicep workout is contracting the muscle fibers, right? So you can either sit low and have it, or sometimes what I like to really focus on is use a light weight, use my elbow up against my leg, right? I'm pushing my elbow into my leg so I have a good support system, and then I drop the weight and I stretch it out. Stretch out this bicep muscle, and then the key is and then squeeze at the very top and have internal rotation at the top to allow this internal muscle to get the peak contraction. And so this is what it looks like, right? Now, the last thing you can always work on for a superset to help calm things down and help really get the most out of the muscle is then just taking your biceps here or your dumbbells and going into more of a fast motion here, out. Okay, this is what I always like to call a burnout, but you're going to be able to work the different muscle fibers in through your biceps and in through your forearms if you're actually doing this properly, and help strengthen your wrist. Whew. That was a lot. I hope you guys were ready for this one because we only have 3 episodes left. And so I want to make sure I give you guys as much information as I can before season 2 of Fitness Fridays comes to completion. So hope you guys are having a great week, staying fit, and if anything, keep up those gains. Have a great weekend, guys, and I'll see you guys next week for episode 8.